Happy New Year's, everyone. This is my first post of the year, and I just want to say thank you guys for joining me on this journey. And today we're about to get into my books, and I'm going to pick 5 books you should read as a beginner. Now let's get rid of all of this. If you're brand new to cybersecurity or hacking, this bookshelf might look terrifying. Too many books, too many buzzwords, and no idea where to start. Trust me, I've been there many, many times before. So today I'm breaking it down and showing you the 5 books beginners should read first if they actually want to understand cybersecurity, not just to memorize tools. The first book is the TCP/IP Guide. This is a hefty boy, and I was hesitant about uh, talking about this book because of the size of it. And I'm like, wow, this might overwhelm someone, but don't give up. I think you should take a read at this because it's important. And let me explain why I chose it, right? This is the foundation of everything. If you don't understand networking, hacking will feel like a magic trick that you cannot explain. And I'm gonna give you an analogy for each book so it can build that relationship where you can understand what I am talking about, okay? So think of the internet like a global postal system, right? TCP/IP explains how letters are addressed and how they get delivered. What happens if they get lost and how attackers intercept them? Why beginners should read this? It teaches you how data moves, not just what button to click. Makes tools like Wireshark, Nmap, and Burp actually make sense later. It also turns network stuff from scary into logical, because that's what it is. You don't need to memorize everything. Focus on how systems talk to each other. Book number 2, How Linux Works, 3rd edition. And I chose this one out of the collection because cybersecurity lives in Linux. If you avoid it, you will hit a wall fast. And I want you to think about it like this way. Let me give you a different perspective. Linux is like learning how a car actually runs instead of just driving it. Once you understand the engine, hacking stops feeling random. And the reason why beginners should read this is because it explains what happened under the hood. It helps you understand permissions, process, and services. And it makes tools and exploit less mysterious. Read this alongside using Linux. Break things, that's how it sticks. Number 3 is the Linux command line. So I picked this one because this is where confidence starts. The terminal is scary until it isn't. Using the command line is like talking directly to your computer instead of clicking through menus. You'll get faster, clearer answers. I promise you, it teaches you real-world command you'll use daily. And it will build muscle memory, and it will make you look way more advanced than you feel. And I just want you to keep this in mind. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be comfortable. Number 4 is Linux Basic for Hackers. This is one of my favorites. That's why I look all rusty and stuff. I use this a lot, and I still learning a whole bunch of new things about this book. And the reason why I chose it is because this book bridged the gap between I know Linux and I know how hackers use Linux. Think of it like this. This is like learning how a mechanic thinks instead of just how to drive. So it basically introduced you to hacking concepts through Linux. It teaches you file permissions, users, networking, and services from the attacker's perspective. It feels practical without being overwhelmed. And this is the mindset I want you to have, right? This is where Linux starts to feel like a hacking tool, not just an operating system. And number 5, How to Hack Like a Legend. This is a great book. So basically, this book connects the dots. It teaches you mindset and not just technique. I want you to think about it like this. Instead of asking, what tool do I use? This book will teach you how to ask, what's the weakness, right? And why should you read this? Because it introduces attackers' thinking, basically to get in the mind of the attacker, right? It helps you understand why system fails. It also makes learning ethical hacking feel structured. And I always want to throw a little tip, right? So always pair the mindset with legal and authorized lab. If you only buy 5 cybersecurity books, these are the ones I'll tell beginners to start with. Not because they're flashy, but because they build real understanding. Networking, how data is moved. Linux, how systems operate. Command line, how you control systems. Hacker mindset, how you think like an attacker. Once you understand these, every other cybersecurity books become easier. If you're just starting out, don't rush tools. Build foundation. These 5 books will save you months of confusion. If this video helped, like the video, subscribe, and comment which book you're going to start with. And remember, hacking isn't magic, it's logic.